Hello and welcome to SGPN's Daily Dog. I'm Brendan Hess. Here's my favorite Underdog fantasy pick-em plays for Monday, April 21st, 2025. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, send promo code DailyDog for a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. That means if you put $2,000 on the app, you get $1,000 for free. And I also got to note that Underdog has been going crazy with the promos throughout the NBA season or NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, everything else, discounts, enhanced multipliers, all that other good stuff out there. So take advantage of those if you're not on Underdog yet. Hopefully you were on Underdog on Friday's show. We had a really good day. We hit, one of our MLB entries for Friday. We hit an NBA entry on Friday. We also got 2 out of our 3 on the lotto, but the third didn't count. So we had a nice return on lotto number 1 there because Shohei didn't play. And then we got one of our Dong Squad guys there. No, maybe not. But then on Saturday, we got one of our 2 NHL entries. We also got one of our 2 NBA entries on Sunday or Saturday as well. So profitable Friday show. Hopefully you're taking advantage of the promos. Hopefully you're a new member with promo code DailyDog so you can take advantage of that. All right, today we're going to start out with MLB like we do every single day. Major League Baseball is the fattest menu on the board basically every day from now until next October. So we'll be taking advantage of that. Today, we're going to start with Matt Olson, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs against the Cardinals. I know Matt Olson is the most frustrating guy around. I hate watching his at-bats. He looks lost out there when he misses, but when he connects, it is a sweet stroke. I'm probably going to try to look away from the Braves game when he's at-bat, but I know that I think that he is in a good matchup against Fetty here for the Cardinals. Higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for Matt Olson. Pairing that with Mike Yastrzemski, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for the Giants. I like guys like Yastrzemski because you get a good multiplier, even if they're in like a plus matchup. Yastrzemski isn't a star player. He's not like a household name. If you watch a lot of baseball, you know who Mike Yastrzemski is. But in this matchup versus the Brewers, going against Quinn Priester, the righty, he specializes on hitting righties. He's in the lineup against lefties now more often than he was last season as well, which is pretty good for us. If we're worried about a pinch hitter situation. But I like him against Quinn Priester here, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for Mike Yastrzemski. That paired with Matt Olson, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs is a 3x multiplier. MLB entry number 2, we're going Brandon Nimmo, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs against Aaron Nola. Nimmo has 13 hits on 54 at-bats, only a 2.41 average there, but he's got a triple off of him. He's got 2 home runs off of him and 10 singles. Just get on base. Someone will drive you home. A lot of guys in this lineup for the Mets have done well against Nola in the past. I think the lefty versus righty matchup is going to be in our favor. So give me Brandon Nimmo higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Then I'm going to take Kerry Carpenter against Randy Vasquez. Kerry Carpenter of the Tigers against Randy Vasquez and the Padres. Kerry Carpenter is a lefty specialized on hitting righties as always. Vasquez allows some contact. I think Kerry Carpenter is going to have higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs in this game. You're getting a little bit of a lower multiplier here with Nimmo higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, and Kerry Carpenter higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, 2.64x. But at the end of the day, if it's hitting, I'm not complaining. So let's get those MLB entries in. NBA entry number 1, Cade Cunningham, higher than 26.5 points. This one's down a little bit after he had a little bit of a scoring drought in the first game in this series. I think he only scored 21 points in that one. I think he's going to get back. I think that the Pistons, it looks like they kind of got killed by the Knicks in game 1. They were there for most of that game. They were right there. They had a bad fourth quarter. I think that the Pistons are going to be making some noise here. Give me Cade Cunningham higher than 26.5 points. Game 2, a second playoff game. Let's go. And then, honestly, I should tell you right now, the theme of the NBA entries today is all stars. We're going all stars in the playoffs. Playoffs are when the stars shine the brightest. So I'm going to take Cade Cunningham higher than 26.5 points, pair that with Kawhi Leonard higher than 24.5 points. I do think that I think the Clippers have a good chance to win this game. It's a very tight spread. And I also think that the Pistons should cover this game. So that's why I like Cade Cunningham to get up there in points. But I like Kawhi Leonard higher than 24.5 points because I think they're going to win this game. They let the Nuggets back into that one. I don't think that's going to be an issue here. Give me Kawhi higher than 24.5 points. Cade Cunningham higher than 26.5 points. 2.76x multiplier. NBA entry number 2. We are going to go with Jalen Brunson higher than 27.5 points. He had 30 plus in game 1. I don't think that's going to change. Jalen Brunson's obviously a very special player. I think that he's going to continue to do special things. So I'm going to take Brunson higher than 27.5 points in game 2 versus the Knicks. And then speaking of special players, Nikola Jokic higher than 49.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The walking triple-double, I mean, again, I think he's going to get high 20s or the 30s in points. I think he's going to have double-digit rebounds, double-digit assists. So give me Nikola Jokic higher than 49.5 points, rebounds, and assists with Jalen Brunson higher than 27.5 points. These two are the engines for their teams. It's the playoffs. This is where they need to shine. That is a 2.82x multiplier. NHL entry number 1, game 1 of the Capitals against the Canadiens series. Give me Alex Ovechkin higher than 0.5 goals against the Canadiens. And then I'm going to go with my man, Kyle Connor, higher than 0.5 assists against the Blues. Kyle Connor had a big game in the first one. He is a point machine. I think that this is going to be another competitive game, maybe not as high scoring as game 1 in that series where we saw 8 total goals. Really crazy considering the goaltending that both these teams have, and also considering that they're really defensive-minded teams. But Kyle Connor, offensive engine. Alex Ovechkin, just a pro goal scorer, the greatest to ever do it. So give me Ovechkin higher than 0.5 goals, Kyle Connor higher than 0.5 assists, 3.36x multiplier. NHL entry number 2, back at the well with Mikko Rantanen higher than 0.5 points against his former team, the Colorado Avalanche. And I'm going to pair that with Quinton Byfield of the Kings higher than 0.5 points. I think that the Kings are going to be able to score. I think that the Oilers aren't going to score. I think Byfield is underrated offensive player for this team. He's been hot in the last quarter, last half of the season. Give me Quinton Byfield higher than 0.5 points with Mikko Rantanen getting a little revenge on his old squad with a point there as the Stars really, really need to rebound against the Avalanche. They had a very poor showing in the first game. It was a little bit cosmetic at the end with 2 late goals, making that score look worse than it was. But really, the Avalanche were in control of that game, and it's time for Rantanen and the Stars to wake up and get some points. So I'm taking Mikko Rantanen higher than 0.5 points, Quinton Byfield higher than 0.5 points, 2.89x multiplier for each of those guys to get a goal or an assist. The first NHL entry was Alex Ovechkin higher than 0.5 goals and Kyle Connor higher than 0.5 assists for a 3.36x multiplier. Let's stay hot in the NHL. NHL has been my best sport for the last several weeks. If you've been paying attention, I've been hitting these slips every single day. So let's keep on rolling with the NHL. All right, Lotto entry number 1. We're going to go with Elly de la Cruz higher than 0.5 stolen bases. The man is a menace if he gets on the base path. The guy scores or steals a ton of bags. He can score second, or he can steal third. I mean, he steals third with ease. Like obviously first to second is the most common base stolen, but he's a guy that is, if he hits a double, you're not saying, oh man, well, there goes the stolen base opportunity. That's why I like Elly de la Cruz, because he will steal third in a heartbeat, doesn't care at all. Then I'm going with Nikola Jokic higher than 9.5 assists. You're getting an enhanced multiplier on this. He had 10 plus assists in his last game. I think it's going to continue. I don't know why Jokic wouldn't continue to get assists. That's like just what he does. He's the man. He's the point guard for this team, despite being a 7-footer. So give me Nikola Jokic higher than 0.5 points. And then this one is going to be, maybe a little shocking, a little bit scarier for people to back. But I'm going to go with Anze Kopitar higher than 0.5 goals against the Edmonton Oilers. I just think the goaltending and defense for the Oilers ain't good enough. And I think Kopitar is an underrated scorer. He's a veteran. He's been around forever. He's known for his assists more often than not, but I think playoff time for Anze to get a goal. So Elly de la Cruz higher than 0.5 stolen bases, Nikola Jokic higher than 9.5 assists, Anze Kopitar higher than 0.5 goals, 20.31x multiplier. As always, I recommend flexing these ones. So 10.15x flex if it goes 3 for 3, 3.16x if you get 2 out of 3, get paid if you go 2 out of 3. That is the best way to make money on these long shot entries, is flexing them. Speaking of long shot entries, we got the Dong squad. We are going to go with 3 of my favorite guys in the Dong squad. We're going to go Pete Alonso higher than 0.5 home runs. I don't know why I said one of my favorites. Pete Alonso kind of is frustrating, but man, he's got 52 at-bats against Aaron Nola. He's got 6 home runs in those 52 at-bats. That's 1 home run every 8.25 at-bats. That is ridiculous stuff. So give me Pete Alonso higher than 0.5 home runs in that matchup against Nola and the against Nola and the Phillies. And then I'm going to take Matt Olson higher than 0.5 home runs against the Eric Fetty-led Cardinals. I think Olson, I got the higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I'm going to have to double dip here and go with the Olson home run. As frustrating it is, I'm not going to be looking at his at-bats, as I mentioned earlier. And then I'm going to be taking Spencer Torkelson, who has just been on a tear lately, if you haven't noticed, for the Tigers. I'm going to take Torkelson higher than 0.5 home runs 128.9x or flex it. I recommend flexing it. If it goes 3 for 3, 64.45x or 9.1x flex. If it goes 2 out of 3, that is a nice return. Let's go 3 out of 3, though. I think all 3 of these guys are primed to explode. All right, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for rating, all that good stuff. Good luck on your picks, and let's make some money.